My name is Gitanjali Singh and I am currently interning at Lexis and Company, and the topic for today's video is marriage under Muslim law. We all know that under Muslim law it is known as nikah, and under Muslim law marriage is considered as merely a civil contract that after marriage women do not lose their individuality, she still remains a distinct member of a community. Now, the nikah word is an Arabic word which means the union of sexes, and in law, this means marriage. The term nikah has been used for marriage under Muslim law, and nikah literally means to tie up together. It implies a particular contract for the purpose of legalizing generation. Nikah, in its primitive senses, means carnal conjugation. It is a matrimonial contract between a man and a woman as an institution that gives the woman a particular and high status in society. To ensure nikah was given to as a stability in married life, as it bound both the partners together for an indefinite period of time, and also required women to be honored with the meher. That is, a nikah is completed after a meher ki rakam is given by the groom's side, and then it takes place. Now, definition of marriage, that is nikah, is defined to be a contract which has for its objection for the procreation and legalization of the children. A contract is marriage according to Muhammadan law is not a sacrament but a civil contract. All rights and obligation it creates arise immediately and are not dependent on any condition precedent such as payment of dar by husband to wife. Now, the main aim of this institution of marriage was to protect the society from foulness and unchastity. It has also been said that marriage is a holy sacrament and that the world is an act of ibadat or worship for its to preserve the mankind free from pollution. That is, it is basically a pure civil contract that bounds a man and a woman so that they can procreate a child and legalize their love. Now, thus, marriage according to Muslim law is a contract for the purpose of legislation of intercourse, procreation of children, and regulation of social life in the interest of society by creating the rights of the rights and duties of the children between the parties and themselves, and between each of them and the children from both the union. There are some capacity for the marriage so that it cannot become void or invalid. Now, every Mohammedan should be of sound mind who has attained puberty and may enter the contract of marriage. The respective guardians may be validly contract lunatics and minors who have not attained the puberty in May. It is given under section 270 to 275 in Muslim law, and a marriage of a Mohammedan who is of sound mind has attained puberty is void if it has brought about without the consent. A consent is really very important in this aspect too, because a forceful consent, a coercion, and if a person is doing a marriage in coercion, then it will not be considered as valid marriage. It will become a void ab initio. Now, nature of Muslim marriages, there is a divergence of opinion with regards of the nature of Muslim marriage. Some jurists are of opinion that Muslim marriage is purely a civil contract, while others say it's a religious sacrament. Marriage under Muslim law has similar characteristics as of a contract which is given under Indian Contract Act. Now, as a marriage requires proposal, it is known as ijab. From a party, one acceptance, ijab is a proposal and acceptance is kubul from other side. So it is a contract that if there is a proposal and there is acceptance, like there is an ijab and there is a kubul, then it will form a contract. Moreover, there can be no marriage without free consent, and such consent should not be obtained by any means of fraud, undue influence, or any coercion. Just in case of contract entered into a guardian or attaining majority, so can a marriage contract in Muslim law be set aside by minor of the at the age of puberty. The parties to the Muslim marriage may enter into a antenuptial or postnuptial agreement which is enforceable by law provided it is reasonable and not opposed to the policy of Islam, as in the case of contract. The terms of marriage contract may also be altered within the legal limits to suit the individual's cases, and although discouraged by both Holy Quran and Hadith, yet like any other contract, there is also a provision of breach of marriage. Now, there are several classification of marriages. Number one is valid. Number one is valid, which is and in Quran, in Muslim marriage it is known as Sahih. When all the legal requirements are fulfilled and there is no prohibition affecting the parties, then the correct marriage is Sahih, Sahih. The prohibition can be permanent as well as temporary. In case of permanent prohibition, and the marriage will be void, as if the prohibition are temporary, then the marriage is irregular. Now, it is known as the other classification of marriage is known as void. It is called batil in Muslim law, and the marriage being void ab initio creates no rights or obligation, and the children born out of that marriage and that nikah are illegitimate. A marriage forbidden by the rules of bloods, relationship, affinity, fosterage is void. Similarly, a marriage with wife of another or divorced wife during the iddat period is also void. Another classification of the marriage is irregular. It is known as fasid. Now, due to the lack of some formality or the existence of an impediment which can be rectified, as a marriage becomes irregular. However, this irregularity is permanent in nature and can be removed. Is not permanent in nature and can be removed. Thus, the marriage itself is not unlawful. It can be made valid once the prohibition are lifted and they are rectified. Marriage in such circumstances of the following prohibition are called fasid. Now, on the basis of many jurist opinions, we can easily conclude that marriage is simply of a civil contract under Muslim law. It fulfills the condition of a contract proposal, that is ijab and kubul and acceptance, free consent and consideration, because the person is giving an offer and receiving it, and something is giving in consideration. But from the religious angle, Muslim marriage is a devotional act. Marriage is devoid of all religious and spiritual values. Along with its secular aspect, it also partakes the element of sacred union of two souls, means meeting one and becoming one for spiritual ends. In the Quran and Hadith, spouses are strictly enjoined to love and honor each other. Enjoyment and showering love and affection by each one of has been called noble act. Marriage under Islam is a sacrament, keeping the view of Quranic injunction and traditions. In the ultimate analysis, it has been said that it is a blending of both contract and a sacrament, and it is a devoid of none but the blending of two, and neither a purely civil contract nor a sacrament but a blending of two. That was all. Thank you.